I wonder what we'll find out there this time.
Most likely Zoogles, I would reckon.
I mean, other than them. There's something in the wall. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Wouldn't it be easier to simply use astral arts to catch the fish and be done with it?
That misses the whole point of going out to fish. Could it be? Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Nice! You caught it!
I've got something. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Nice work!
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us. Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
You go ahead and sleep. I'm going to grab another bite to eat first.
All right. There's nowhere to run from my art.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf! Tiger Blade!
No further.
Going in!
Raging Storm!
Tiger Blade!
Can't get out of this.
Raging
This one is
Power of water!
Tiger Blade! Piercing roar!
Raging Cascade!
Do you require help?
I'll be saving this one!
Piercing roar! Time to stop! Tiger Blade! One more!
Take this. No further.
Look sharp! Tiger Blade! Time to stop! Piercing roar!
sweet-sounding ring it has.
You really think so?
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Really bad feeling about this. Piercing seal.
No further!
I'm not so good with airborne targets. Primed and ready. Where are you going?
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for you truly.
I'm ready! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclo! Dance in the wind!
My turn!
And run! I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
This one
If
will
it's in
be
the
difficult
sky,
to
it's
predict.
mine. I never miss.
Can you take it?
Lightning! Down!
Denied!
Going in! Take the duty out! Turn away! Sealed! Get on in here! If it's in the sky, it's mine! What did they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Dazzling speed!
The enemy wields
Now!
arcs too. Light burst forth!
Radiant citizen! You don't mess around!
This one's
Certainly
mine.
not.
Plenty left! Who's next?
You're stronger than any Revan soldier I've ever met!
They don't just let anybody have a place in the Royal Guard.
Indeed. So it's good.
All yours, Kisara!
I need to be stronger. Get behind me!
Take it!
Here! Tempest!
That's it!
Arc sealed!
Any of the agile ones can make it.
Good shot! Sealed!
Far enough! Going in!
Get on in there with the
An
evidence!
astral lance?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Ready and quick!
Lightning orb!
Smash you! Damn it! It's too fast! Stand back! I'll trip you.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Lightning!
Tiger Blade!
Dance in the wind! In here!
Ignite!
Time to shine! Turn on! Astral energy! Full throttle! Raging cascade! I never miss!
Rotating pile driver!
Do it!
Long! Blow them away!
Barely a blip on our radar.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen. More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
Sure, I've built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's that big tower over there?
You guys want to rest here?
Good food is the best kind of magic.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Sorry for rambling on so much about my past earlier.
Don't sweat it. It was fun hearing you reminisce about the good old days.
Come on, you don't have to pretend with me. I know I can tend to go on sometimes when it comes to my brother.
You said it, not me. Anyway, I don't think it's something for you to be embarrassed about.
Hey, Alphen. When you were a kid, was there ever a time when you had to bury someone younger than you?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm guessing that you have, though.
Yeah. During the previous crown contest, with the Lord before Dohalim. Life back then was truly hell. I think that's why I tried to ignore what Miguel was telling me for so long. Because I was afraid of going back to such a dark time. Of losing hope. I wanted to believe in our paradise so much that I doubted the one person I should have trusted most. I don't blame blame Dohalim for that. I simply didn't want to face facts. And I ended up trying to project my ideals onto everyone else.
It's strange. Whenever you and Dohalim talk about Menancia, it's always like it's some big failure. We're talking about fixing 300 years worth of damage here. Isn't it a bit optimistic to think it was all going to be resolved after only 5?
You might be right. Maybe it was a mistake when Menancia... No. When I decided to stop seeing the darkness in our society. I have to admit the truth. To myself, first of all. I'll take watch tonight. It's okay.
Bad feeling about this.
Raging Cascade! Turning Blade! Dance with the wind! Air Thrust! Pierce the evil! Light Astral Energy!
I'm gone!
Lightning Contempt!
Freezing! Can't get out of this!
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Do it!
Rinwell! Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Burning strike!
Far enough!
Water air pressure! All right,
Time to play! Time to shine!
get on in there with the others!
It's got fire.
I've got this! Let a marksman feed the enemy's arcs to me!
All yours. No complaints here.
We
turn the tables on them.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back.
This one's mine! I never miss! Here goes! Not on my watch!
I'm not done.
Radiant here!
Yours are not the skills of just any warrior.
Save your compliments. We have to move.
Driven and talented. Mirage!
Raging charge! Blood!
Take this! I'll smash you! I'm ready! Walk! Take! Blow them away! Not a chance to be seen! Take this!
Reload! Tornado!
Not today!
Here's a hero!
Take this!
First aid!
Take this! I'll blind you in the dark! Try this! I must keep striving.
You can ease off yourself.
Pot calls the kettle black.
Good advice for all of us, to be honest.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities. regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.